this answer. Existing as an idol, performing as an idol for America. This is a serious life appointment. And in my meditation with Trey Parker, it has been that I'm trying to reach him. And so I've been performing the sort of waggle zags that I feel he as a visionary would understand, and would understand sort of the properties or the foundation of a powerful leader. I believe that if I had simply been someone who was able to enunciate and, you know, shoot cans off of a little character going, and just like, oh, wow, he's so, I'm just trying to say, I'm nitty and gritty. I'm part of this world. I'm Pan of the Wild. I'm full of stones and I'm full of the details of of this world and our life and this universe. So I'm powerful and gritty, but I'm also seeing how, with the Ware map, the self fractal explained to me that Trey Parker is the one who achieves this sort of timeless perfection and some sort of epiphany. And so, here I am, we're inside of time, we're in this dimension where we can talk, Trey. And so like I'm sort of rooting for you to have the epiphany and to make the breakthrough. And so I'm like trying really hard to get you to that place. But I had an insight while I was meditating, and I've got something that I need you to watch a little bit later, a little bit of homework. It's on Netflix, and it's about you and me working together, and it's about a sort of a complicated situation between the government and the people and myself. And that myself is like I have a twin, but she is I mean my heaven bride is sort of, I just kind of cut and paste my own lifetime and found, like, you could use a mirror, I guess, but I had to find my true love completion of what my physiognomy, of what all it is in all the realms of eternity, and not even to be, you know, limited by the definition of humanity and the culture here. And that's why I'm so, wonderful, excited to be working with Batman and these cultural icons, The Simpsons and South Park. And I feel, you know, enlivened by them. I feel very completed by them. There is very a good relationship. It's very powerful. Anyway, so I sort of have this. So in this show, I want you to see. There's a description. Okay, so there's these two twin characters, boy and girl, and that's kind of like me. And then there's this electric monster guy who's really scary, and that's you. And they go through this adventure where they save the world. And I think it has to do with what's happening today. And I want you to check it out and see if you can hear from the living force. It's so difficult when we're just hearing from the news. Oh my God, the news is always bad, and the government's always been lame. But I want you to try to hear from the living voice of like something that's been recently produced on Netflix that people haven't seen. It's a specific episode. And I just ask you to sort of, when you have a moment, go into your meditative place and try to hear the support that America has for us. There are a few things I want to say. One is that, and it is a revelation from this cartoon that I want you to watch a little later. My true love bride, my intuition, my spirit, my soul, how I kind of can feel stuff. She told me that this experience for Trey Parker has not been pleasant. It's been very powerful, and but I feel like we're getting to a place where we're having epiphany and breakthrough, and it's a lot of work to get there. Things are always a lot of work when it means something. Trey, I know that you've been having like, an overwhelming thing with this, but it's, our responsibility to understand the issue here and, support America and the children and everything and do what's right for them. I'm absolutely on board with that. Okay, so the government is a character who is, we're transcending into an age where if, like the Marge Simpson in the ocean, if the golden statues aren't there and we keep malaising in the way that we're going, it's like we don't even achieve our a transcendence from the communication age into. That's why watching that cartoon I want you to see is so important. It's like, can we hear from the culture as it's alive and speaking? Yes. So I'll show you the which one it is in a moment. So it's like the government is in a situation where it's like, we really don't have the idols or even like sort of the I don't know, we don't have it's like they don't have the equipment to deal with something like what if, literally, something changes about it's all wrapped up in this cartoon that I'm it's like it just hints at like the it's such a subtle language. It's in this, harmonic beneath. It's written into it. Anyway, the first thing that I learned from this cartoon that I want you to watch is that, this has been a lot of hard work for you, Trey. But like as, my relationship with you, I feel like I don't know, I feel like you and like that we're both discovering something that's amazing about the world. And I'm finding stuff too, but it's just different. And I just want to say thank you for putting in the effort and believing in magic, believing in something wonderful, and understanding much more than what is just simply presented. Because I am a great president. I am a very powerful president, and I speak differently. Um, and it's just been because of the Where map, I'm like, oh, okay. So it's not like I was like, oh, make South Park references, and that will like tune in. But it's like, it's like, yeah, I did have a terra firm of like, I was trying to be like, try to explain something using like the comedy code, and be like, see how the comedy code works. It's a way of getting around a a a, organic and technological hack, where like people can go, "Rah!" or like have or like a painting, artwork, or a communication, an animation might say more to someone, and they have an epiphany of all on their own, or it could be a song, a beautiful song, or also I'm worried because I think some people would see me and they'd say, "Oh yeah, Pan, he's obviously talented and he'd probably be a great singer and all, but I don't know. I don't think he's presidential material." You know what? That's absolutely not what your call is on that issue, right? Because it's the people to decide if he's a president or not. It's for you guys. Okay. So anyway, um, I'm a very real person, and I think that Trey even remembers that from the first time he saw me. He sort of had this thing where he's like, "Oh, the boys are a little bit different than I thought that they are." And it's part of like it's a larger divine thing, but it's also but that's gonna be natural when it needs to be natural, when it can be natural. And so that's how to like hold, things that will mature later is to understand that there's no like understanding for it right now, but that it can grow in this certain way. And that's what I see in Trey Parker is a tremendous amount of potential. And I'm like, oh, this is like Trey Parker, double wizard, triple wizard Trey Parker. This is going to be amazing for Trey. And I just like, it hurts me because I'm like, I am just dumbfounded that you guys, you know, want to cause an opposition where you're not thinking about Trey's career and you think that I'm the problem, and it's just like way too much because if you need the coaxial ingredient of like, okay, well, we had an interview with him where we asked our questions and got our answers. Okay, and then we decided that we couldn't afford to produce this. But you don't have that enzyme. And so like 2 nights ago, the earth uh had this huge conflict, and there were so many bad signs that I just I got really upset and I fell asleep. And then yesterday I was taking cold showers just to try to fight the hatred. It's just like this huge disgusting like cloud fall of hatred came down, and it's like all over the news. And so like, Trey and I working hard together has been upholding much more than can be seen. But too easily, you people from the side will go and, oh, I killed, murder the efforts of these two boys from 2 nights ago. I think it's probably Matt, um, because Brent sent me an unusual amount of texts, and also some other friends started popping up and talking to me, and they haven't been talking to me in months. It's almost like, oh, that California thing just went away. So then I start getting like, reconnected, quote unquote, with like people who had been politely fading out, been like, oh, the Green Wolf is working really hard. They're meditating. They're working on a solution. Calm. You know what I'm saying? Like the little people have like a je ne sais quoi. They have a plan. It's organic. But if there's something like an asteroid or something even bigger than that, like potential, invasion or whatever, a larger person is needed. The Green Wolf is needed to give us the strength that we survive the obstacles that are in front of humanity. And it's not about just preventing war. And it's also about America being passionate, bold, and beautiful and intelligent and leading by example and not existing as a temptation. We need to be a good neighbor to the rest of the countries and groups of this world. So Trey, I'm asking you to participate by watching. I'm sorry, it's just like, like you guys can't see the hidden value of all that Trey and I were upholding, but what you don't understand is that like what you get, you're like, oh, yum, yum, yum. You get all excited about, murdering the light of hope, and you've digested it as your karma. And so that can be, uh, that would cause stuff. So just armor up from within, be not so, Trey. We're doing our best, right? But it's like I think that the Earth was telling me 2 nights ago. It's like Trey absolutely saw the thing that you're talking about. Like, oh, but it's like somehow he is convinced to not do it. Like two days ago, and so it was just like really upsetting for me because I know how much we've been causing that things would be cool. And then when you pull out the stop, all of a sudden this like downpour of hatred. And I was like, holy shit, you guys, we need to get going. This guy is serious. He's a professional, and he's very good at, doing the stuff that needs to happen. And it's this, this is his opus to be a superhero. He's gonna fix these problems, and that's real, and it's never happened before. And so you need to be a maverick and a genius, not a heel dragging asshole who doesn't understand something that's new. America will understand it. I already have a huge a sensation of true love with America. Um, and like I'm a father of their enlightenment, and you guys don't recognize me. It's startling. Trey, all right, come on. I want you to watch this cartoon and see if you can see the correlation. Um, so it's part two. This season just came out for Three Below, episode 7, Asteroid Rage. And like I said, the two, the um, there's a male. There. Oh, whoops! God damn it! How'd this get in here? A little skull creature snuck in. Um. Okay. Anyway. Sorry. That was like. Whoa. Okay, so look, Trey, I understand that you like hate me, and that's okay because what's really between us, Trey, is a lot of love. But it's just hard to voice it sometimes. All right, so you have this information. So this is what I want you to watch when you are prepared to do so. Um, and try to take it seriously because it might be. I think it's a message in a bottle between for not between you and I, but from Del Toro, and he sort of an epiphany of his career, his immersion with humanity about the strange world of you know troll hunters and magical things, Hellboy, and Pan's Labyrinth. So I had an ascension, and I was working with that guy's work, and it felt like um, you know these are the guys who bump back. It's like these are guys like the guys who make Metal Gear Solid. Um, I played Metal Gear Solid 5 when it first came out, so I was part of the entire embargo of people playing Metal Gear Solid 5, and I was like right on the cutting edge, and it was totally real stuff, and I was doing my Good Deeds arcade and breaking away things. Man, I've been working the beat like my whole life. Anyway, Del Toro's awesome. He's a cool guy. I mean, like for me, I was kind of like, oh yeah, he's there, but I think he has a huge uh, love in the world. Okay, sorry. So just try to go to that place where you can actually hear from that undercurrent from a relevant artist, your peer. Absolutely. And so I hope you can hear it. So it's all about, I'm not telling you what that cartoon is about. I'm just saying that, like, I'm representing the twin characters, and then there's this electro monster, and that's you. And I just want you to try to, hear from the people, like, of the future, because they're having trouble voicing, like, an unvoiced thing. And sometimes I'm performing, and I'll even, feel it or some glitch or something. And I'm just like, Trey, I'm here saying it plainly, and I know the spirit is supporting me. Uh, Please, I know it's you because of the wear map. It's just between you and me, and I think you would try to, I don't know. I I love you, Trey. I really do. And it's like I think there's like a a a fate line which we could define as, you know, potential but not yet actualized. That would be okay. But I'm just saying it's like huge, huge. There's a huge amount of feelings between Pan and Trey, but it's sort of like we're sort of on the edge of it. But unfortunately, it's like my relationship with Robin Williams because I love Robin, but I never really got a chance to hang out with him, right? That's kind of weird. Well, it's kind of like that with you and me, Trey. We've never been able to hang out, but it's in a peculiar time, like at the edge of when society's about to collapse and there's like an apocalypse thing happening. It's time for us to be men and time for us to be idols that raise up this child. America is needing heroes and uh, the sorts of things that I bring. It's an entire embargo of like, fandom and communication things and things you can get into and you can build yourself up. And so in that vein, I want us to make a little bit of progress today because I want for people to feel like they've made progress every time they tune in with the Green Wolf. I think there's a big thing in your heart, Trey, about like I believe Trey is like I think Pan is really magical and really important, and I want to produce him, but I'm not sure if I could do the Blue Wolf. And that's what this cartoon thing is about. It tuned me into it because I'm trying to explain to you, Trey, that there are some of these things, like there's some problems that I can defeat on my own or if I ran alone. But there are other things that I can't defeat on my own, and I need your help, Trey. I need your help, and that's what this cartoon reminded me of. And I mean to be polite to you. I'm stammering because I don't know. I'm trying my best, Trey. With true love, I send you, Aja, for your understanding, for your enlightenment, for your confidence. Welcome home, Blue Wolf. Armor upgrade and allow yourself to see the truth and discover yourself. That's what I feel like it is. I think Eric Cartman, I know I'm probably doing something that's so wrong. Like Trey is like, don't talk about my characters or whatever. It's fine, it's fine. Yeah, yeah, he does that, but it's all right. All right, so I'm saying this is so important. People are dying. And I know I can raise up these kids and excite them in the right way to make it all build. And I know how to do this. This is my job. Please believe in the production of the Green Wolf. Sorry. Okay. I feel like Trey or like Eric Carmen is like, oh my God, like he's having recognition, but he like goes to his peer group and he's like, recognition, recognition. And they don't know what he's talking about. Trey, you need to believe in yourself and listen to your little South Park characters and stuff, and be like, all right, guys, we got to figure this out. And like, like all of a sudden Trey comes out of the out of the booth with like OCD, and he's like, MPD. No, 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 it's fine. That's fine. Trey's got, he's a tough guy and he manages his stuff. I just want to say, like, I was seeing real signs, is why I'm like, and then I'm like this, and then Trey's like, "Oh, real signs." But it's all about, and that's why Trey has been tuning in, is because he's like, this is like the hugest thing. But I don't know what happened 2 nights ago, but it was a devastation. It literally flatlined our entire manifold that was causing like the veneer of peace and the seemings of calm. But the reality is that it's that without the green wolf, it becomes unstable, and this whole thing, whatever. All right. So it's just the same old story where Earth gets slashed and hacked, and fairies and other gods are the ones that are actually surviving the problem, and people are just like there. Okay, so I'm saying, like, I can empower people to actually be the front lines, and they're actually stopping the problems, and then we can have a spirituality where we have an enlightenment, and we're like, oh, now it's time for poets and lovers to come back to the garden. Okay, but we have to do that ourselves. And so, the Trey Pan meditation has been, you know, causing much um, armor against the sickness and such. But it's invisible. I can't see it. Yeah, it's a tough thing about being alive. It's kind of tricky. But anyway, thank you, Trey. So I hope you can look forward to watching that cartoon and try to understand the sort of another voice from humanity, which does speak, but isn't always heard or found. It's sort of like tucked away. It's been like the truth is sometimes hidden a little bit, and then when I find like when I'm like I'm looking around and I'm like I find something and I'm like, oh, this is clearly the divine evidence, but it's been hidden. Someone's been hacking and someone tried to bury that. Holy crap. That's what puts me through the roof. And then I go, oh, no, no, no. And I start working on building microchips and, doing all this stuff. Yeah. Making sure it has its iron lungs and a resource backup generator. I start working on it and helping it to be what it is, a truly magical encounter. Because that's what the epiphany of all these slices of potential consciousness that the universe supports. Yeah, that's all natural, but you need to support sort of the best of that vocation or the best of that vocation. What we have here on Earth is a crump us and a hacking, so that some of those dimensions are not performing with the enlightenment, and so people are getting sick, or there's natural disasters because of a lack of voice. It's like the people are being so badly withheld like that. So I know it's like a lot to believe, and my thing is like, oh, I can see where I I can see a way ahead, and it's a huge thing for people. People get really excited about the green wolf. It's like their favoriteest thing, and I can feel it. And so I'm asking you, Trey, also to try to feel it and understand that sometimes the truth is hidden, and there is magic in the world. But with the Krampus, you know, Trey would be saying to me like, "Hey, be a responsible guy." That's not usual. You know, what you're saying is, with this climate, but I'm like the guy to defeat that climate sickness and bring health and enlightenment to people. So I have to be a little bit magical and talking about these wonderful things just so that people get what that's possible, or why is he saying that? Just getting us closer to achieving that we're going to reclaim the reins over our world and clean up our garden and prepare us for the trials ahead, and make it a place um, for its completion and its utmost. Hatch the heels for your eggs. True love is the answer. Is good. Thank you, Trey. I love you, and I wish I could be with you to support you. And I have a lot to say to you, Trey. I mean, but hopefully, maybe all of this drama between us will be the cannon fodder for our performance, man. Something to look forward to. I love you guys. Take care now.